Do you want to build muscle or burn fat, but lack motivation? Most who fail to achieve their muscle building or fat loss goals tend to blame a lack of motivation for their plight. So what is the secret for getting inspired? Is there a way to motivate yourself towards what deep down you think that you want? First question to ask yourself is, do you really want it? Are you trying to build muscle or burn fat because you will feel better about yourself? Or are you doing it so others will feel better about you? Either way, you need to answer the why before you can even think about developing a path towards desire. Most seek to transform their bodies so they feel more confident about themselves. So envisioning yourself achieving your goal can stimulate how it's going to feel, and this can provide some initial motivation to begin the process. But motivation feeds off of results, meaning that if you are building muscle or burning fat, you will feel like going to the gym so you can continue the process. Knowing that you are moving closer to your goal releases dopamine and adrenaline, which in fact causes the motivation all of us are seeking, and it creates a desire to engage in more of the process that will keep you progressing. Conversely, if you aren't achieving any results, your motivation to continue the process will disappear, as our brain is doing calculations every second of every day to determine what is worth doing and what isn't. So if it sees that working out is getting you nowhere, it will make you feel like not doing it, because it is deemed wasteful. This is why having an effective diet and exercise program is by far the most important aspect of achieving motivation, because if you aren't following a potent routine, then you can't give your brain any reason to fuel motivation towards continuing the process, because the evidence says that it's a waste of time. This is why so many men and women who follow my Muscle Now and Fat Vanish programs wrote testimonials just a few months after starting, because they noticed improvements from the first week, and this inspired them to continue following my methods week after week until they achieved their goal. Evidence is what your brain seeks to determine whether or not a certain activity is worth doing, so you cannot develop motivation without an effective routine, no matter how hard you try. Once you do see results, you'll feel a desire to continue the process and can stimulate adrenaline with energetic music during your workouts to sustain that feeling of motivation as you train. It is critical for you to understand how the brain is in a constant state of analysis without you even realizing it, to ensure that you aren't wasting energy, and it needs evidence that you are achieving progress in order for natural chemicals like dopamine and adrenaline to be released, which creates that feeling of pleasure that we all call motivation. But inevitably, even when you do see results, there will be times when you are tempted to skip workouts for no reason other than there are more enjoyable things to do, like, for example, just about anything. So in those times, envisioning what you are achieving by working out can help, but sometimes you just need to force yourself into the gym despite how you feel. However, once you are there and begin the actual workout, you will find that it becomes much easier, as long as you are following an effective routine and have seen prior evidence that the workout is going to lead you closer to your goal. There have been many times when I was on the cusp of not working out, but I just zombied my way into the gym and started, after which I thought to myself how the only truly horrible part of the process was actually getting myself to begin the workout. It's no different than the alarm waking you up in the morning, after which you feel like immediately turning it off and going back to sleep, because the hardest part of many people's day is lifting their body off the bed into a vertical position. However, once this is done, soon after, you awaken and the feeling of impossibility disappears. This is the same feeling that you will sometimes experience when it's gym time, where it's so difficult to start the workout, but once you are there and begin, the process feels much easier. Lastly, there is something powerful that happens as you continue following a workout and diet routine consistently, which will help you to navigate the times when you'd rather quit. As you create momentum with regular workouts, you begin to build a new habit, and habits are what put us on autopilot, where we do something out of routine, and that reduces the need to be fueled by desire. When I started to lift weights at 16 years of age, I noticed results from the very beginning, which motivated me to stay consistent. But what has kept me in shape 36 years later is the habit I built way back when I was a teen, which caused bodybuilding to become an automatic part of my life. It takes at least a month of consistency to begin forming a new habit, but once it does, you will find that pushing through times when you'd rather quit becomes much easier. Just remember, the most important factor by far in achieving motivation for transforming your body is to follow an effective diet and exercise program, because your mind will feed off of positive proof and in turn motivate you to continue the process, as long as you continually see yourself getting closer to your goal. Check out my Muscle Now and Fat Vanish programs if you need guidance, and watch how motivated you can get when the mirror gives you a reason to be. Please subscribe to the Incredibody YouTube channel because I will be cranking out weekly videos to help you transform your body and life.